Hello Internet, it's your boy, Keebler, Love and Chokes Jiu-Jitsu, located in the glorious CLE. I've just been thinking before lunch about Jiu-Jitsu and about music, and sometimes I like to draw inspiration from one source and bring it to another. And so I just wanted to share with you a thought about music that is affecting the way that I'm thinking about my personal Jiu-Jitsu right now. So there's a band who I think is one of the best bands of all time. That band is The Police. And The Police are really inspiring the way that I look at my Jiu-Jitsu right this second. So here's what I'm saying. The Police were trained musicians, right? They could play jazz. Like Stuart fucking Copeland, the drummer for The Police, can play jazz, right? He even holds his sticks more like a classical player or a jazz player, right? Sting on bass is capable of playing jazz. Like, all these dudes are very, very trained musicians who came together and decided to have a style of music that was more like pop or punk rock certainly than it was like jazz. And so what they did was they took a whole bunch of skills and they just like boiled it down into something simple and then used that. And I feel like that's an idea that Jiu-Jitsu guys could really benefit from thinking about. So I'm not saying like you only need a few moves. Initially when you're learning, you need to approach it like you're becoming a super skilled jazz musician. Like you need to be capable of doing anything with your body. So like at white belt, even maybe at blue belt, you should be doing things that are way outside of what you think of as your game or your comfort level or your comfort zone, right? So that you're gathering more skills, you're learning more scales, you're learning weird augmented chords, right? And then once you're able to be super, super skilled, you can start to boil it down and distill it into something really, really potent that's specific to you, right? And so that doesn't mean that like all of a sudden you're just playing power chords, right? But maybe you just write a 3 or 5 chord song. You don't do some crazy shit. But maybe some of those chords are those weird augmented chords, right? So I'm not saying like learn everything you can but then keep it basic. I'm saying learn everything you can and then distill it into something that's uniquely you. Instead of like trying to do all the moves in the world. Once you know all the moves in the world, you narrow it down to a few core ideas and movements, concepts, and then you start sharpening that, and then magic happens. That's what I think. What do you think? Does this make any sense? Are these the ravings of a madman? Tell me. XOXO.